So welcome back. In the previous presentation, we were discussing about what we call it as master control relay, right? I have already told you where this master control relays are significant in our PLC scenario. So whenever you want to have the execution of a specific rung or a cluster of rungs, series of rungs, then you make use of the master control relay, right? If so, this particular slide I had already shown you in the previous presentation. So now if you look at this particular slide, you have got some input here, then you have activated the master control relay, that is MC1, by virtue of the input IN1. Then very unusually you will find the master control relay contacts coming in the power rail itself, right? So that is how you will be able to differentiate between master control relay and other kind of the conventional relays, right? So now once the master control relay comes here, your input 2 and input 3, whatever they activate, that is the output 1 and output 2, they happen there. And finally after this, what you do is you have one more rung, including only the resetting of the master control relay, right? So once the resetting of the master control relay takes place, from this point, that is here till here, whatever the number of rungs are going to come, they are all going to be executed, right? So once they are executed, so upon the reset instruction of the master control relay, so its effect will go off, and you may have subsequent things here. You may have multiple master control relays in the program. So all those things are as per the requirement of your programming. So and accordingly we will see some of the examples also. So here the master control relay, for setting you use the instruction MC, and for resetting you use the instruction MCR, and accordingly you have been given the program instructions here. You can see LD X400. Suppose if you consider this as X400, then out M100. So this we will take it as M100. Then very importantly, the third instruction, please see here, this is MC M100. That means master control relay you are setting here. MC stands for master control relay, that is getting set here, right? So and after that, these two instructions as per the rung 1 and 2 here, I mean 2 and 3 here, and finally here you will have MCR, master control reset, that is M100. So now this completes the program instruction for whatever the the ladder diagram we have taken, wherein you are feeling the effect of the master control relay, and consequently the rung 2 and 3 are being controlled by virtue of the master control relay. So this is one which I think we have already discussed in our previous presentation. So now let us go into one more example. Maybe this example is already discussed. The first example is already discussed because I have already told you the way in which the programming is done for this. You can look here. So X400, MC M100, right? So, or sorry, out M100. So this stands for out M100. So then MC M100 comes here for this, and again you are in X400, out Y430, in X402, Y431, all these things come here, and finally you have MCR M100. So this is how the symbolic representation of resetting of the master control relay has to be written. MCR M100. Please look at this carefully. MCR M100. Okay, so now with that, let us try to see one more example wherein you will be using two MCRs in a particular program. So instead of showing the program or the ladder diagram directly, let me try to write it parallelly so that you will also be able to write these things as per your requirements. So whenever you have got two MCRs, right? So let us say that your program has got some 10 rungs, okay, out of which some 3 rungs are to be executed based on the activation of one of the MCRs, master control relays, and another 4 rungs should be executed based on the activation of one more MCR. In such cases, how would you write the program or how would you draw the ladder diagram, that we have to see here. So here MCRs in or you can also have it as more than one MCR. So this is what is the example which we are going to have now. So whenever we have more than one MCR, how the things look like. So let me draw the ladder diagram here. So I would take it something like this here. Now let me first activate the MCR 1. Let us say that I have got two MCRs, MCR 1 and MCR 2. I have got two master control relays. Now you can have any kind of situation that is to activate the MCR 1. Let us say that there are two inputs, something like this. This is X 400, then X 401, something like that we can take. Let us say that this is X 400 and this is X 401. Now I am going to M100 here. So this M100 even stands for the internal relay also. So this is a very important point to be noted here. So now how do you differentiate between M100 being an internal relay or the master control relay? In fact, these are all the broad subsets of all the relays. It could be the battery backed up relay, right? It could be the internal relay, or it could be the master control relay. All these things are represented by the name starting from M. So now let us say that when both X400 and 401 activate, you are activating M100, that is the master control relay 1. So now let us go to the next rung here, wherein again you have got two more inputs. Let me call this as X402 and this as X403, something like this. So now let us say that this is going to activate my master control relay M101. There are two master control relays, right? So now this is my rung 1 and this is my rung 2. Like that I may have so many rungs. So now please look, now I have the contacts of master control relay M100 that is coming here. Let me write this as M100. So immediately after M101, my contact M100 is coming, and followed by that, let me have one more rung and one more output here. So this rung I will have one input device which is X405 4 because X403 has already come, and here I would write this as Y430. This is my Y430. So X404 activating Y430 happens only when your M100 is activated. I repeat, the input X404 activating the output Y430 happens only when your M100 is activated, right? So now here what I do is I will stop this here, this part of the rung, okay. So then what I do here is I will bring one more contact here. From here you can see this. Now I will have the contacts of M101 here, somewhere here. So now this I will write it as M101. This contact I am writing it as M101. So let me take it to the other side. So now after having written M101, what I do here is I will have one more input and I will have one more output here. So again my input I write here it as X405, and here the output I write it as Y431. The output is Y431. So now what after this? So after this what I should have? Now I have come to an output Y431. So now please look here. I would have the continuation of the rung here. Then very importantly I will put my MCR. So this is my MCR now, reset. So this is M101. Please take it properly, M101. And when I do it, so now here I was in the rung 2, will come to rung 3, rung 4 and rung, so on and so forth. So now you can see here, I will stop here, and here I can have the other things depending upon my requirement. So now M100, whatever I have taken here, you can see here this M100. So I can put a stop rung, I mean like MCR M100, or you can leave it like this because I have not taken any specific example here. It is only the illustrative example how the more than one rung can be drawn in a particular the ladder diagram, okay. So or MCR, more than one MCR can be drawn in the ladder diagram, or how you will find the effect of more than one master control relay in the ladder diagram. So now if you look at this diagram, I will make it little small so that in one frame you should be able to see everything. You have started from one master control relay, that is say M100, which is getting activated by virtue of some input or inputs, whether they are ANDed, ORed, XORed, whatever it is, right. So then you have one more master control relay, that is M100, which is again getting activated by one input or multiple inputs, ANDed or ORed. So once M100 and M101 come into picture, their effect in the subsequent rungs are to be felt, and for that the syntax is this one, right. So now here there is no hard and fast rule that your M100 should come first, your M101 also might come, M100 also might come, and once M100 comes into picture, its presentation is always seen in the power rail like this, right. It will not come like this, okay. So it will be present in the power rail. So followed by that, you may have one instruction or rung, or you may have multiple rungs depending upon the requirement. So after having completed that, you will have the reset of that master control relay. Somewhere here the reset of the master control relay M100 has to come, otherwise it will have its effect on its subsequent things, because you can see here this is incomplete, right. It is not getting connected to anything. It is incomplete means either you will have an end instruction here, or you will have the intent to reset the master control relay M100. So then from M100 you will go to the next branch. Here you can see here, this is the next branch wherein your M101 will come into picture. Once the M101 will come into picture, in the similar way how you have the effect of M100, here also you will be having the effect of M101, which is indicated by your input X405 and the corresponding output Y431 and so on and so forth. And again in the rung 5 you can see your master control relay M101 is getting reset, and this will go like this. And for this probably we should be in a position to write one small instruction set or instruction, right. As you can see, the first instruction would be here LD X400. This will be a practice for you, LD X400, and second instruction is AND X401. Then the third instruction is out M100. As you can see, there is no ambiguity here, right. So this is very simple, X400 and X401, then out M100. So now again the second rung, when you come to the second rung, you have LD X402, then you have AND X403, then you have one more out M101, out M101. So now after these are the simple instructions which we are already familiar with. So now the next instruction must be related to M100, which is located in the power rail. As you can see, the instruction for this is MC M100. This is a very important point to be noted, MC M100. So what does that mean, MC 100? You are setting the master control relay coil now. You are setting the master control relay coil, and after that whatever you have is again simple. You have LD X404, LD X404. Please look at this. Then the next instruction is out Y430, LD X404, out Y430. Now you don't have any other instructions written as long as the next rung is concerned here. Could it be MCR, M100 or end, something like that? Since they are not present in your ladder diagram, let us try to write the instructions only as per what are seen in the ladder diagram, though it may not be practically correct, right? So now once I write the instruction out Y430, out Y430, somewhere here I am now, as you can see, out Y430, I am here. Now the after this you have the next rung that is coming here, that is M101. Have M101, that is your MC M101. I have come to M101. So now I have set your master control relay M101. So then again you have LD X405, as you can see here. I am trying to differentiate these things with different colors so that it is easily understandable. LD X405, out Y431, out Y431. Now you have one more important instruction, MCR M100. So this is a very important instruction now here, because I am resetting the master control relay M101. It is not 100, 101, M101. And beyond this, I don't have any instructions to be written, because I am not writing the instructions for a particular example, right? So it is a case, right? How it is a syntax, how exactly you will be able to write the instructions in a given ladder diagram, which represents a typical case where you have more than one master control relay are coming into picture. So this is what I wanted to show you here. The same thing is represented in your diagram also, if I am right. One second, I have come to this. Okay, you can see here the same example. Okay, so instead of showing it directly, I just wanted that I write these things so that parallelly also you should be able to take down these things. So this is how the different master control relays might come into picture in a particular application or example. So now if you look at this diagram, you don't have anything here. Please see here, you don't have anything here. You may have the resetting of the master control relay or some other instructions or some end statement, something like that. That all depends upon what exactly is specified in your problem. I hope you have followed this. The example of the master control relays which are more than one. And in connection with this, let us look into one small example. So probably a kind of case, so which you should be able to draw the ladder diagram including the master control relays, right? So now let us consider an industrial situation. Okay, we have, let us say that we have got some industrial situation wherein I have got 4 different sensors. Okay, let me say that I have got 4 sensors. Now, out of these 4 sensors, let me call this as S1, S2, S3. Let us keep it simple. Let us take only 3 sensors, S1, S2 and S3. Okay. So now let us say when S1 and S2 operate, so this is a condition. When S1 and S2 operate, then, okay, let me take the first condition a motor has to be turned on. A motor has to be turned on. Let me be very specific about this motor. A motor A has to be turned on when either of the input switches connected to it are on. Please try to see the problem statement, how they are written. So there are 3 sensors, S1, S2 and S3. Now the 2 sensors operate, I mean they give you some output. When the first 2 sensors operate, then what should happen is a motor A has to be turned on when either of the input switches connected to it are on. Second situation, a motor B has to be on when both the input switches connected to it are on. Please try to read the problem statement carefully. This is the first condition, right? There are 2 motors. Now let me come to the second part of the situation when S3 operates. When S3 operates. So this is a kind of another sensor. Then when S3 operates, you have again the condition A, the first one. The motor A has to be turned off when an input, say E, is present. Motor A has to be turned on, or sorry, turned off when an input E has to be present. B, a relay has to be activated. A relay has to be activated when the motor A is off. Please read the problem statement. This is a very simple problem because this kind of situations we have already come across when we have discussed about the different kind of problems while drawing the ladder diagram and the instructions subsequently. Now this problem, for this problem what you have to do is you have to devise a ladder diagram and devise a ladder diagram using two master control relays and write the instructions. Devise a ladder diagram using two master control relays and write instructions. So, these kind of problems are asked in the examination. So, you should be able to properly designate or properly visualize what exactly this problem statement reveals. Okay. Now, in this example, you have a situation something like this. Let me try to, yeah, it is.
An item detector or something like that. When S1 and S2 operate, okay, so now let us say that S1 somewhere here and I have got the sensor say S2. When these two sensors operate, there are two conditions to be executed. After the two sensors operate, there are two conditions to be executed. So, one is an output. So, I am making it generalized. A motor A has to be turned on when either of the input switches connected to it are on. That means, for a motor A, let me say that motor A is like this in my PLC scenario. This motor has to be turned on when either of the input switches connected to it are on. That means you have one input switch here, either means another will come here. Input switch connected to it is on. So, now this is one condition, and second condition is that, see, in the second condition, a motor B has to be on when both of the input switches connected to it are on. This is very, very simple now. Okay, when both means what? I have got one more switch here, one more switch which is getting ANDed, both of the switches are on. So, now this is my motor A and this is my motor B. So, this situation, these two rungs, let me call rung R1 and rung R2, these two happen because there is an output from two sensors, that is S1 and S2, and again needless to mention that these two sensors are the input devices here, right. So, directly also you could take the outer sensors here to in this problem, but since you have already been asked to use the master control relays, so you will have to bring in the master control relay here, right. So, devise a ladder diagram using two master control relays. So, two master control relays for what? Is for this situation and another is for this second situation, as you can see here. Okay. So, now coming to the second the diagram, wherein when
only when your S3 operates, but at the same time there is one more condition, that an input E is present, right? So when I bring in A again here, okay, so that time you should have one more input, that is E. When S3 and E both operate, then only your motor A should be turned off, right? So if you have any ambiguity here, you can always take this as some other motor. Doesn't matter, it need not be A and B, it can be taken as some motor C also, because you may have some constraints here in turning off the motor A by means of some other master control relay, right? You can take it as motor C also, because it is an example. Motor A also can be taken, motor A or some other motor C, right? Then another case here for this, that is a relay has to be activated. Please note that the relay is an output device here. A relay has to be activated when the motor A is off or when the motor C is off. That means the output contacts of the motor A will come somewhere here, that will again take you to the relay here, right? So that means when the motor is off, your relay is turning off the entire circuit there. That could be the meaning, right? You have got two sensors, S1 and S2. They indicate some practical situation in a scenario, maybe a temperature or maybe the velocity, maybe the force, pressure, whatever it is, right? So when those two hold good, when those two happen, then your process has to be started. The motor has to be started. When the motor is started, when motor A is started, when any one of the switches connected to motor A is turned on, motor B is to be started when both of the switches connected to motor is turned on. They may represent some other situation. It's an example, right? So that is taken care of by your MCR 1, master control relay 1 here. Then in order to make your motor to be turned off or something like that, more switch, that is S3, again that will take care of two more condition, and that will take you to the master control relay operation MCR 2. So in this way you should be able to a master control relay's role is over, you can always reset it, right? So now the master control relay MCR1 here, in this case, it is going to take care of only two rungs there, okay? So one with two switches coming in parallel and one output, another with two switches coming in series and one output. That's all, right? You will have to reset the master control relay MCR1. Then comes the role of the other master control relay, right, which gets activated by, so one more input sensor, that is S3, right? So there again you activate that master control relay and you take care of the remaining part of the rungs there, right? Some contact getting closed or opened if the same kind of output devices are used with respect to the jurisdiction of your master control relay 1 and 2, right? Otherwise, if the input and output devices are totally independent among the two master control relays, your program becomes very simple. You can distinctly identify the input devices, output devices, whichever are coming under the master control relay MCR1 and MCR2, and accordingly you should be in a position to draw the
ladder diagram as well as the instructions, right. So anyway, we will try to see this problem later also, but I request all of you to please try this problem, because these kind of problems are asked in the examination. If at all you want to make the things further simplified, right. So in this particular case, what take the, when S3 operates,
instructions that matters, because without master control relay also this kind of problems can be solved, as you know, right? And that becomes very primitive. But how do you use master control relay? How do you structurize the your practical problem? So how do you solve with minimum number of rungs in the ladder diagram? Consequently, how do you solve with minimum number of instructions? Those things matter. So therefore, please try to look into that kind of aspect and have your approaches towards solving the problem with the minimum or the optimum number of rungs in the ladder diagram. Okay. So now with that, I will stop the presentation of today's class.